Hello and good morning and happy Monday, my crafty creatures. I gotta turn down my music so it's not blaring in my ear as much as I enjoy it. So, it is Monday. I've hit 96% on Buffalo Woman. Actually, I'm a little over right now because I've I do the whole stitch thing as I prep. So this month's goal, and I believe I can exceed it, but I still have commissions that I have to get done, and life happens. Unfortunately, life happens to me, and it's very, very frustrating because it takes all my spoons and my energy. So then I don't get anything done. But my goal for July is 97%. If I were to get more, I would not complain. And hello and good morning, Dragon. I hope you get your coffee soon. I do not have any coffee per se because I'm running low. I have to wait till Thursday, but I have caffeine in other forms, so I'll be okay. So, we will be working on, we're finishing up the color 3746, which is a dark purple. Dark purple blue. Finishing up that color as I started it yesterday, and then I hit 96%. I'm like, woo! And then I just called it a day. So after that, we're going to be working on. I'm doing the colors that have the least number off stream and the most number on stream. So the color that has the most numbers that's left is 799, which is this color here. It's blue. It'll fill in a whole bunch of the blank area, and it has. I haven't been getting as much in, but they haven't discontinued anything, so there's confusion going on at the pet store with dog food. So of course, stores like to clump themselves together, and I then went to Michael's because why not? I did need some legitimate craft supplies to finish my commissions. And at Michael's on my way out as one of those impulse buys, and you bet your buttons I impulse bought it, was a rubber ducky unicorn. Rubber ducky unicorn. Legitimate rubber ducky. He floats. Unicorn. So, rubber ducky unicorn is what I got in addition to the craft supplies I bought today. No regrets. But I'm super pumped to be getting so oh, it's so cute. I'm super pumped to be getting the progress that I'm getting on Buffalo Woman. Fortunately, or not, I think I'm hoping to zoom right through it. The 799 is a really good block color. It fills in. It does have a lot of dancing here and there, but lots of block color. I did get all the filament done, which was very nice. Yeah, I'm very pleased that the filament all got done. There's only like 50 stitches of the color I'm working on left, so that's not a huge deal. I mean, I am not at all far from anything. I just don't like going out. I'm 4 miles the long way to the mall. I'm 2 miles from a grocery store. Like, I am not, I can walk anywhere I need to go if push came to shove. I just have no urge. Like, I have everything I need right here at my house. Except for food and dog food. Like, occasionally I do in fact need to leave the house. But it is not an everyday necessity kind of deal. I have plenty of work I can get done here, so I never need to leave to find something to do. almost, well, for those of you who are not watching ads, I don't know where I was going with that. I'm working on, because I'm trying to continually, even though like my website has just gone to shit. I apologize to anyone who's looked at my website, Rock Creature Creations. Recently, I got very frustrated and I just made a functional version that is currently in place. It's not pretty. If people want to buy stuff, absolutely functional to buy stuff. But it's not where I want it to be, and I'm having creative constipation on how to get it to where I want it to be. And it's not that I can't or I don't know how. It's just frustrating. So right now I'm focusing on getting the work that I have been commissioned to do done, because I have plenty of it, and it's funny enough, it's all like this close to done. So I'm getting it done and out, because it in fact does have deadlines. At least the stuff I'm working on has deadlines of a wedding. So that will be getting out hopefully by the end of this week. I did sign up for a craft fair in July, only one. But I'm hoping it goes better than the market one, simply because the market one was really rough for me. I didn't feel that I did as good as I could have. So I've been working on my displays and getting all of my ducks in a row, as it were. But it's the real life struggle of working a full-time job, running a business that is solely based on what you can create and how fast you can create it. Like, okay, so I get distracted easily. I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but I have a whole lot of hobbies. But I am working on my crochet skills. Well, I am actually working down to get good at doing lace, which is a high-end skill. But I gotta show you guys my little pterodactyl head that I have. I'm still getting better at increases and decreases, so some of these things don't make it into pictures because I'm like, no. But I gotta show you my little pterodactyl head. Because funny enough, I'm actually really proud of, because he was a whole lot of increases and decreases. I don't know why I'm showing my microphone, the thing, it's not the camera, but it's a work in progress, and I feel that I should maybe show off the things that I'm not as confident in, so that people aren't scared. I don't know. It works in my brain. Oh, I love, because I have magnifying light glass of doom. I have a few pieces, but I'm working on knowing the feel of the string and the tension and whatnot, so they're not great, but I have a few, like the lace flowers that I have. Those ones were just first tries, and they look like the flowers are supposed to look like, which is generally a step in the right direction. But I mean, I work in the wide world of itty bitty, so I have no problems. But yeah, my pterodactyl, he's super cute, and I'll finish him out. But I have two. Dragon will appreciate this. I have silver metallic thread that I am going around the edge, and I'll grab the example that I have. Now, the only reason that I'm not horribly concerned is it's a simple single crochet around the edge of the flower. So I'm doing this around 2 flowers, maybe 3, maybe 3. We'll see how, I'll see how the petals come out. But in silver metallic, it doesn't take very long, but that's the final piece on the 14 roses before assembly. But yeah, I have. I've been. I, I can't say. I cannot take any credit for any of the patterns that I have done, because they are patterns. I haven't actually done anything beyond designing color, and I have taken some liberties and changed things that work for me that I like in a design, but my strengths come in taking something that already exists and either changing it or streamlining it. And streamlining and changing are completely different. Streamlining is taking out unnecessary steps. Changing is just completely redoing things. But I have been playing around and learning and growing with that. I got a shawl pattern that is going to be just for me, and you can't see it too well in the cakes, but it's gonna be lace weight. This is rainbow stuff. So I have the thread to do the shawl that I have. It's a paw print shawl. It's for me, but it gives me practice. And I think that's the most important thing to like stress, is I didn't become good at a lot of things that I'm good at overnight. Do I learn faster than some people specifically in crafts? I do, yes. But to get to the level where I am at now in certain crafts, it took a very long time. And sometimes it's just dumb luck. Like, dumb luck is a thing. So never get discouraged if you're not able to do something the first time, because I cannot express to people how much I have looked at something, gone, no, and pulled it all out and started again. And yeah, anyone who tells you, oh yeah, I was good on it the first try, your first thing of anything is gonna suck. And I don't mean that in a harsh way. You have to do the first thing to see where you need to improve and grow. Oh my goodness. I got 40 stitches left. 40 stitches. In this color. In the color that I'm working on. I should clarify. In the color that I'm working on. Because we're probably going to be on $7.99 for a couple of days. Yeah. So this week's planned schedule and hopeful schedule is today, tomorrow, and Thursday, and a possibility of Friday. Every time I get all spooned up for Friday, something happens, and then I run out of spoons. And Dast has been absolutely amazing in dealing with me. And a lot of the practice that I'm doing is actually to move up to Dast's surprise present. Yeah, so I've been practicing on other things and giving things to other people to practice for a gift that is really, really major for me to be working on and giving out, because yeah, Dast is just, she's been amazing. So it means a lot for me to be practicing and working on things so I can get to the point where I can do what I need to do. And talking about projects and whatnot. So I was talking to Husband Creature about Call Dance, aka Captain Penis. Yes, it really does. Absolutely. So I was talking to Husband Creature about Captain Penis, and I'm like, yeah, it's going to Dragon. She bought Captain Penis, and I said, okay, you're gonna get this in the mail when he's done. And husband creature goes, oh good. I don't think I could handle that in the house. I'm like, it's not my style. I love the art and I think it's gonna be great to stitch. But it's one of the pieces that the enjoyment comes from making it. More enjoyment comes from giving it to someone else to make other people uncomfortable, because let's face it, a 6-inch penis hanging on the wall, connected to the rest of it, everyone's gonna focus in on Captain Penis. So, and he's like, she realizes that's gonna take some time. I'm like, oh yeah, we're in it for the long run. We down, yo. I was telling husband creature that the dragon already has a spot, already has a plan. Gonna be like, you're gonna one of these days you're gonna have a big nice office, and as people walk in, because remember, Buffalo Woman is smaller than Captain Penis, and Buffalo Woman is 2 feet across and 3 feet tall. And I just imagine you having this really nice chair, and you have behind you as people walk in to consult you on your coding or whatever you're gonna be a big boss bitch is what I'm seeing here. But they're gonna walk in, and behind you they're gonna see Captain Penis. And it's gonna be a good balance, because Divine Instinct, funny enough, is probably going to move really, really fast, because it is a ton. I cannot express enough. Divine Instinct is a ton of block color. This Divine Instinct will be a good body double cross stitch, because out of the 200 and some odd thousand stitches that it is, 119,000 of them are just one color. And Call Dance has a lot of dancing colors. A lot more flesh colors than Buffalo Woman. Then again, Buffalo Woman only has her face as a flesh color. So, talking about colors, I posted in Discord. I finally downsized. Now, Buffalo Woman has 89 colors in this entire project. 89 colors. She was taking up a big project box, which oh, let me see if I can grab one. Okay, so, This is the project box that my Heaven and Earth start in. This is a really big project box. But we have downsized. We have downsized to 1/2 its size, and it's not even full. I only have one line of color left. One line of the bobbins. So we have made leaps, bounds, and strides in Buffalo Woman. I'm gonna have so much fun working on him, because he pushes the definition of cross stitch. I mean, Buffalo Woman kinda does, like, she legitimately, and I will fight people. Buffalo Woman is a piece of art. She is a full-blown piece of art. Instead of paint, it is fiber, but she is a masterpiece level work of art. And Call Dance pushes the boundaries of what people consider appropriate art for something like cross stitch. Because the stigma and thought attached to cross stitch is embroidery and samplers and things that the little housewife does. And call dance pushes those boundaries. Oh, he's gonna be a blast. And I mean, he has 800 stitches done right now, which is more than divine, but I always feel weird, like, when I post pictures. I mean, Buffalo Woman, you're only seeing, like, well, when I post pictures of her, you only see, like, the bottom half, but you can see, like, there's progress, and you can see moon, you can see the stars and the clouds. You can get a good idea as to who she is. And then, oh, I meant to skip one. But Heaven and Earth, when they're still in their baby phase, they don't look like much. I remember being so excited for the first 1,000 stitches of Buffalo Woman, so excited, and then showing it off to my coworkers, and them, all us crafters know it. That smile and nod that goes, oh, that's so pretty, and they have no bloody idea what it is, but they don't want to hurt your feelings to ask you what it is. And that was my first few months working with Buffalo Woman. Is she didn't have anything that defined her as any sort of shape or project. So I got a whole bunch of "aw, honey," essentially. But now I show people. Yeah. And it really depends. Like, Buffalo Woman, once I got her face, people were just kind of, they were like, okay, yeah, I can kind of see what's going on here. But like, call dance, we don't get to see his face till the second row. I mean, it's gonna be stained glass grapes for the first round of pages. And divine, like, you start seeing the ears on the first row, but and the color contrast in Divine Instinct is just amazing. And well, yes, it is absolutely mostly two colors. It is mostly dark blue and black. The pops and the clusters of the colors that are in there, because all of these have, I think Call Dance has 90, but Divine Instinct, Heaven and Earth hovers around 89, 90 colors. But once they get going, like, oh, they're beautiful. See, I recognize that it takes forever, so I just like seeing what the finished product is gonna look like, so I can look at where the path you've traveled so far. Like, yeah, I know it's gonna take forever and a day to start looking what it needs to look like, but I was talking with Husband Creature as well as like, because I get memories on Facebook, and like looking at Buffalo Woman 4 years ago is quite a trip. Um, and at the same time, just thinking like, he's like, yeah, you've had people watching you work on it for 2.5 years. I'm like, and that's only half the time that I've been working on her. No. But I have to say that without Pattern Keeper, I would never have been able to tackle this easily because of my vision issues. Like, if I'm having a bad eye day with Pattern Keeper, I can zoom right in. I can, yeah. So, Husband Creature started a new job today. And it's he has to be there for 7:30 to 4:30. So he doesn't get to hang out with me anymore. Makes me a sad panda. But so this morning he gets up and he gets ready, and I tell the Sheppies to Hakuna their tatas and to go back to bed, because I don't go to sleep until like 1:30 or 2 in the morning. And yes, I do get up at 7:30. If I need to sleep a little later, I sleep till 8. But we're trying to get the shepherds to Hakuna their tatas so we can sleep a little bit more. But so that means that all night Pixie kept knocking stuff off her bed, and getting up and pacing and being restless. And yesterday they got a walk. They got their toys thrown. They had a like right out like exhaust the humans and hopefully take a ding out of the dog's energy kind of day. And she was just up pacing and yeah, being a turd. But this morning when Husband Creature got up and left, because he's been home for a month, mostly due to snafus with the hiring the company that hired him uses a shitty ass background check thing. So there was some snafus there, and instead of starting in the middle of June like he had hoped, he started today. But Cesar thinks I murdered him because he's not in the house anymore, and he keeps wandering around. He'll stop at the door. He'll look up out the door like, I would like to go find him now. It's so sweet. Trying to explain to Cesar that we need to leave the house so that they can have food. They are not big fans. They were even less fans when they had to go in their kennels because I had to go to the dog food store. And I used to take Britta and Rune in, because they were moderately well behaved, but Pixie can't be trusted. So
we stand here together, united as one.
okay, so we have 11 stitches of this color left. We have one little weird area to stitch up. So then we'll have our first color zero of the day. Probably the only color zero of the day, because again, we're not going to zip through 1,200 stitches in the stream. That would be amazing, but I can't even do that in a day. So So yesterday, I did Buffalo Woman rollout, where I roll her all out and I take pictures, so that at the end of the project I'll be able to have. I have done a little over 1,000 stitches in an 8-hour day, and I can do a massive amount of stitches, but I don't feel that I could do it with Buffalo Woman at its current spot. And good morning, Jules. Oh. I mean, I always feel awkward when I sit in my Discord channels, and it's very rare. I'm a rare bird in the Discord channels, but just sitting there and stitching, because generally I do not talk a whole lot when I'm stitching. The stream is an exception, and if the chat isn't going, then I quiet down, and that's just how I roll, yo. Sometimes I chitter to myself, but or I provide commentary so the random passerby knows that I am in fact alive. So, well, it's funny. Thursday is Independence Day for the U.S. and I have to work. I have no huge plans. Like, I plan on doing my stream from 9 to noon, and then working. Those are my plans. Those are the plans. I heard. I watched. I was lurking on you. I didn't hear, but I saw. I'm glad that can be utilized like that. Because he had to get up at 6:30, husband creature was in bed at 9:30, and I wasn't too far behind. I went to bed at 10:30, but I stayed awake, and I was looking and reading patterns and display ideas and whatnot. So I organized all of my my diamond art kits so that they are not all like bound up in plastic and whatnot. So when I want to do a kit or I want to take a picture of, hey, which one should I do? Actually, the next game that'll be coming up is magnet or coaster, because at the shows I've noticed my coasters aren't selling. They're super cute coasters, super fucking cute coasters, but no one wants to buy coasters, and I have no idea why. Like, I price them at like $2 a pop kind of deal, which is way under what I should be pricing them, and I recognize that. And I'm working out prices and whatnot, but some of them, like I have some cat ones I'll show towards the end of the stream, that it's like magnet or coaster, because I can easily, instead of putting the cork on the back, I can cover it in fabric, or I can just leave it naked, and I can glue a magnet on the back, and I can have magnets. But some of them are really, really big, and like I have cat face ones, and I'll those are the ones that I asked husband creature, and he's like, well, those are good coaster size ones. But at the same time, I mean, I could instead of making them coasters, I can do magnets. I mean, I could probably do a brooch on some of them. But there are other ones, like I have a series of like mandala or tie-dye ones that they're round, and like they're your stereotypical coaster. So it's like, I'm still a fan of my cat butt, or my butt ones. Like I have the templates all traced out. I have pictures, and they're just super cute. They're butts. They're just butts. But my friends, we have hit color 0 on 3746. So we have hit a 0. Woo-hoo! Now we're moving on to $7.99, which is a really big color. My good sir, lay down. He's not home. I'm sorry. This on the day of my Canadian holiday. I think everybody's sleeping off their codgasms from last night. Oh, I do have a couple colors on this. At 8:25. Okay, so 3746. No. So before I file, like with all my bobbins, I have a lot of string, friends. I have a lot of string of all different shapes and sizes. I have yarn, I have embroidery floss, I have sewing thread, I have embroidery thread, which is different than floss. I have purling, I have lots of string. I have a problem with string and paint. String, paint, and dye. Like, that sounds like it could be a game. String, paint, or dye. But I like to make sure that I don't have to dig them out again for the other two projects that I'm going to be starting up soon. 3746 goes into Captain Penis. Alright. 3766. Okay. And they're hanging off you? Okay. And I try to only have one good bobbin for the color, but sometimes I have more than one because I wasn't paying attention. But when that happens, it goes into the spare box, the boo box. Actually, funny enough, the color we just got done was one of the ones that I had 2 plastic bobbins, and now I'm just down to 1, but the other one I will wipe down and I will use for other colors. Because honestly, keeping track of just one bobbin, and I have an amazing cache system. Like if I buy the collection and they're already on bobbins, I will keep them on the bobbins that they are on, because most of the time people get paper bobbins, and once that paper bobbin is done, if I can reuse it, I will reuse it to send out in the kits that I offer on my site, or when I pack them up, because the bobbins are they're really handy. They keep things nice and organized, and your string doesn't get in knots. Okay, $7.99 is the color we will be focusing on for the next few days. It is a massive color. It fills in a lot. Let me see if I can zoom out enough to show it. Let's see. That's what I have left, and all that hot pink, that's all $7.99. That is 1,200 stitches of what we will be doing for the next couple days. Whew. I'm starting to, like, I don't ever remember having any ear infections growing up. But that also could be because, well, my mom didn't really, like, I remember the bubblegum flavor medicine being in the fridge at least once or twice before my sister was born. But I don't remember why I was getting it. And it's funny because at work, there's a lady who has, it's bubblegum flavored, but it's actually a medicine to reduce gas. But it has the bubblegum flavoring. And I told her, I'm like, I'm sure you can ask for other flavors. Oh. Yeah. Okay. Now I gotta find a spot to... I'm gonna start over in the corner here. The ginormous corner over here. One of my wing nuts broke yesterday, so I have to tension my beautiful art a little differently. Okay, there we go. So I know I had lice. I know I had a problem with lice growing up. But at the same time, I also know lice isn't a sign of, like, dirty or sickness. They actually like clean.